The outline of something in the corner of a moonlit room. The light is faint, but something is there. A buzzing street lamp on the corner of an empty sidewalk at 3 a.m. Everything is cast in shadow. The way light is employed can change the perception of everyday situations. Visual arts have always incorporated this with the utmost importance for thousands of years, casting subjects in gentle light to frame them in soft, classical ways. But what if lighting wasn't just an aspect of art, and rather became the subject itself? Michelangelo Merisi de Caravaggio did exactly this. Employing the high contrast of intense light versus deep shadow, Caravaggio's use of chiaroscuro created these insanely dramatic paintings. The lighting is almost vulgar, sometimes casting important characters in ghastly shadow, nearly barring them from the viewer. They seem uncontrolled, but so delicately placed, vicious yet theatrical, paired with imagery that depicts the most personal, violent sin. Biblical scenes that everyone at the time could recall, but represented in a way that they had never seen before. Violent, theatrical, catastrophic. A divine darkness, or, maybe, divine light. Transforming iconographic stories into that of something more metaphorical. He masters the visuals of turning a story into something beautiful and haunting. This was a man who struggled with a major internal discourse which spilled out into the way he worked. He had lost everyone close to him by an early age, gone on to live a life of crime, and eventually channeled his thoughts and feelings into his art. Sometimes in ways that would represent his struggle with his younger life directly. He was a man who would paint prostitutes, street people, the blasphemous, those he felt connected with, those he empathized with. A man who punched a hole through the ceiling to achieve the perfect overhead lighting to cast his subjects in. A man who represented the battle of light and dark with, well, light and dark. Caravaggio used this form of lighting to distill life onto a canvas. His works are illusionistic, drawing the eye from one area to the next while leaving the viewer wondering what might lie in those intense shadows, tempting the beholder with alluring color contrasted against harsh darkness. They're absorptive, deliberately unaware that the viewer is there, leaving them to feel out of place, as if they were watching a play. Histrionic. But they always stayed realistic. A very new and contemporary look, but realistic all the same. Hic et nunc, here and now. His use of lighting would go on to inspire many others to do the same. Rembrandt, Vermeer, Bernini. Even now, Caravaggio's use of lighting can be seen influencing more modern works. His form of chiaroscuro is almost photographic, and has been employed in films and camera work. The Godfather by Coppola in 1972 is one of the most notable of works influenced by Caravaggio. Coppola's shadows were to represent good and evil, light versus dark. The struggle of the movie's most intense decision.
I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse. Now, just go outside, enjoy yourself, and we got to run over time.
Coppola's use of shadows is so important that he wants the film restored since they're fading. The film itself is a painting. Michelangelo Merisi de Caravaggio knew exactly how to harness the power of chiaroscuro like no other. Taking recognizable stories and figures just to turn them into something contemporary and theatrical, Caravaggio had a perfect understanding of what made the viewer feel exactly what he felt. His work is unbearably tragic, horrifyingly realistic, undeniably beautiful. He truly was a master of light and dark.